I am a transformational therapist, that's what I like to call myself. So really I'm a catalyst for people. I have a practice, a healing practice in Bristol, and I treat people with Reiki and crystal therapy mainly. I used to work in people development years ago, and I'm an MBTI coach as well. I've also written a book and I have a podcast, Gathering Insights. So there's lots of energy things that I do in my life and offer people, and I feel that it's my mission, if you like, to offer people ways that they can heal themselves. So you could say as a therapist, I'm doing myself out of a job, but for me, it's really about imparting knowledge so that people can understand how to heal themselves and how to better their lives. And it's all about energy. Because as we can see now, energy is all around me. So we have the beautiful sunlight, which is a frequency of energy. Light is energy. We have colour around us, the beautiful colour of green. And colour is energy, like when we see a rainbow. And we have universal life force all around us, which is what I channel as a Reiki therapist. And universal life force energy is around every living thing, and I believe every inanimate object as well. It is what binds life together. It's what binds atoms and molecules that is within us together. So what we're going to be doing, hopefully by now you've had a chance to get your tennis ball on your chair, we are going to be accessing the universal life force around us and within us, and we're going to be harmonizing our energies, and we're going to be releasing and taking away any stagnant energy or blockages we may have in the body, so we can have a wonderful day ahead, and then you can enjoy the rest of the agenda for Spirit Fest and all the wonderful music and talks and yoga, etc. So first of all, I guess that really covers why we do it. So energy is within us, and it's all around us. So in an ideal world, this energy routine is going to put you back into your optimum state, which then means if you do it regularly, and I suggest that if you enjoy it, you maybe try and tie it into a morning routine, that you are going to be letting the energy within you, your vital energy, flow much better. And that means that your chakras, which are your energy centers in your body, will have a better chance of managing that energy and sending it out to your physical body, so you'll be much healthier. So I also want to say that I can't take all the credit for doing this. So Donna Eden is a wonderful energy therapist, and she has wonderful tools and techniques online. You might like to look her up on YouTube and Facebook, and I learned a lot of these things from Donna Eden. But I've also been very lucky to come across lots of other wonderful teachers, yoga teachers, and listen to lots of lovely seminars. So what I do is I bring in all the best bits to give you this unique routine. And how and when are you going to do this? Well, I've already said it would be great to tie it into a morning routine. I know we're all busy, and I'm a mum, and I still do the school run. I've got teenagers, so they're nearly at college stage, but even I do manage to get up in the morning, and my morning routine is a bit fragmented. So I do a little bit of intention setting and breathing before I brush my teeth, but then I have to get going, and I kind of press the pause button, if you like, and then on the way back from the school run, I sometimes stop off at a park, or I come home if the weather isn't great and I need to do the routine indoors, and I then do my energy routine. So I think, you know, lots of people say it's so important to get up really early and get all your energy routine done in the mornings all in one go. But my suggestion to you is allow yourself to be adaptable and flexible, and you can do this energy routine at any time in the morning to fit in with your other things that you need to do, or any time in the day, in fact. So I'd like us to start. You can see that I'm barefoot here now. That's really important to be grounded. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on. So take your shoes and socks off. And I would like us just to set an intention for the rest of today. So this is something I do every morning. So I just invite you now to use your breath to calm your system. Breath is so important because if you think of when you're breathing fast, that would represent in prehistoric times when we were maybe running away from a tiger. And that means we have high adrenaline, it's the fight or flight response. So that's the natural way of our body to protect us from danger. But in our modern day busy lives, we have a lot of stresses and strains from work, from interactions with people, from our environmental stress, and we have more cortisone and adrenaline in our bodies it's really not at appropriate levels, if you like. So if we force our breath, we encourage it to slow down, what we're actually doing is signalling to the body that we don't need to be in fight or flight anymore, that we are actually safe. And when we are safe, our body invites in and takes on more healing. So what I'd like you to do is encourage you just to take some deep breaths now. You may like to try box breathing, which is where you take in a number of counts that's comfortable for you. You pause for the same number of counts, you exhale for the same number of counts, and you pause for the same number of counts, and then you repeat that box of breathing. I'm going to do a little bit, join me, but while you're doing that breathing, think of a word or a sentence that you want to set as your intention for the rest of today. Okay. So that was 3 cycles. I hope you can just start to notice how your energy is changing, how you're starting to connect with everything around you. So that's a really good start. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the tennis ball. Now this technique was shown to me by a dear friend, Amelia, who is a yin yoga teacher, and it's really, really amazing. I've been doing it ever since. Simply put the tennis ball on the ground and place your foot on the top. It's a good exercise because actually you need to lock in your core at the same time. And what you're doing, you're rolling the tennis ball over your foot, or your foot is rolling over the tennis ball rather, in any direction that feels good for you. So it might be more in the arch of your foot, it might be more on the heel, it might be more on the pad of your foot. And many of you will know that, like in reflexology, the foot is actually a map of the whole body. So there are lots of mini chakras and meridian lines, meridian points in the foot, acupressure points. And when we put pressure on those, it can release stagnant energy. So I always know that I've got a little point down by my little toe, further down into the foot a little bit, that's always a little bit kind of crystally and gritty. So I always give that an extra massage because that I know relates to my shoulders and that's where I hold tension. So it's really interesting because every day is different. So your foot will feel different on different days. Yes, there might be similar places like near my little toe, that you will get to know about your body. So swap over to your other foot like I've just done and then do the other foot as well. And remember to use your breath while you're doing this and just enjoy the release of tension in your foot. This is just awakening your body to this energy routine. And it's such a simple thing to do. And Amelia teaches us that not only can you use this on your feet, you can actually put the tennis ball on your back and shoulders and lean against a wall and actually press the tennis ball into the wall to get a nice back massage if you haven't got anyone with you to give you a back massage. So that's really nice as well. So already I feel like I'm just awakening my energetic system from doing this. So that's a really quick, nice little technique. So while we're just finishing off doing this with the ball and holding onto our core so we don't wobble over, I'd like you to rub the palms of your hands together because we have chakras in the centre of our palms, of our hands. And this is what I tend to use, obviously when I'm doing Reiki and crystal therapy and acting as a conduit for energy, giving that energy to my clients. So just ignite those while we're finishing off. Pop the tennis ball to one side. And now what we're going to do to start the energy routine is we're going to we're going to balance our switching points. Now this is something that kinesiologists talk about, and you've got some main switching points in your body that will help balance your energy. So first of all, what I'd like you to do is just put your fingers together like this in kind of little cone shapes, and then tap on your cheekbones just below your eye. Just tap there for a little bit, because what this does is it kind of awakens and ignites some of the meridian acupressure points in your system. And you'll notice again, some days they may be more tender than others, so that may indicate that you need to release energy from there, and this tapping will help. Next, come down and just tap. You've got some little dips. If you find your collarbones, and just below your collarbones there should be a little dip either side, so tap into there as well. Now this is near the chest kidney meridian, so this will really help to encourage any detoxification in your system and release of stagnant energy. So that's a really good one to do as well. And now what I'd like you to do is cross over your arms and actually come to the point for ladies where your kind of bra line would be here. And for men it's kind of like, you know, a little bit down below the armpit at the side, and just tap either side there as well. Now it's interesting for me because I always find one side is more tender than the other. So that will also indicate that maybe your body is detoxing at the moment. It's getting rid of some toxins, maybe from food or water that you had the previous day. So that's a really good one as well. And then finally, you can also tap at the top of your head. There's a lot of these lovely meridian points that you can use, but these are some really nice ones. So these are the tapping points, but the switching points are similar theory as well. So what I'd like you to do is put your fingers into a V shape, put one hand on your lower abdomen, and then place these fingers above and below your lips, and then wiggle. Use your breath as well. So wiggle it up and down, or you can go side to side. Now while you do that, if you continue, I'll tell you what that does. So this balances your energy from above and below in your body. And you may find, for example, if you're writing during the day and you're getting your B's and P's muddled up, that's an indication that your above and below switching points are offline. And if you're kind of feeling a bit clumsy or knocking into things. So this is a really good way to balance that above and below. Do it for as long as you feel is necessary. Some mornings will be longer than others. Then the next one is again keeping one hand on your belly. You may want to swap hands. Take your first finger and your thumb and find that little groove again below your collarbone and kind of wiggle that around as well. I tend to go in little circles, or you can go side to side. Now this again is tapping into this kind of kidney meridian line area, but what it also does is balance your left and right. And again, if you're getting, during writing, if you're getting kind of your D's and P's muddled up, that's an indication that maybe your switching points are off. And this is also a great way to balance the female and male energy in our lives. So we all have both female and male energy in us. And sometimes we need to tap into the masculine and sometimes we need to tap into the feminine. And ideally we have access to both. But sometimes those areas can again get out of balance. So that's a really nice way to balance this. And again, I feel with this that it's actually about if you're at crossroads in your life and you're uncertain of which way to go, it can help you to flow with life because you're going sideways and you're flowing in between obstacles. So that's a really nice analogy. Finally, with the switching points, I'm just going to turn to the side. Again, one hand still on the lower abdomen, other hand in the little position here with your fingers, and then find your coccyx. So that's the hard bit at the base of your spine, and just again agitate that spot. And what I want you to do now is visualize your life going forward and you leaving your past behind you. So this is all about your front and your back switching points, and it's encouraging you to move forward with freedom and ease. So again, it's interesting because some mornings I feel I need to do this more than others. And that can be an indication that maybe there's something holding you back in your life. You've been thinking about the past. So release that by your intention and agitating this switching point on your body. So those are some really basic things that you can do anytime during the day, actually, even if you're at work. Maybe you pop to the toilets and you can just quickly do your switching points to kind of put you into that nice central grounded state. So I've already talked about the tapping points as well, the taps that we did on the cheekbones. So that's another thing that you can do really easily. And it's actually what emotional freedom technique practitioners use. So all of these switching points and tapping points can help you to balance your energies. So the next one I'd like to share with you is the trapezius sweep, as I like to call it. And I'd like you to encourage you to use your breath with this. So where we can, breathe in when we're doing kind of the start of the action and breathe out on the release of the action. So with this one, we're going to place one hand, I'll turn sideways, on our trapezius muscle, which is this muscle here. And it's going to be quite a firm hold, because what we're doing is we're going to be grabbing energy and we're going to be sweeping it down in a diagonal action to let go of stagnant energy. So I'm going to be grabbing and sweeping across, and then grabbing and sweeping across on the other side. And we're going to do this several times. And what I want you to do is breathe in when you grab and breathe out when you sweep down, with intention. So grab hold of all those things that you want to release right now, today, and release, okay? So the intention is really important here, and the reason for doing this is it really helps you to get clarity in your day going forward. The energy in our body should always cross over in the hemispheres from right to left. So this is actually encouraging those energies to cross over. You can do it fast or you can do it slow. I prefer to do it slow. Now, if you have somebody with you, you can invite them to do this on your back as well, which is really great, because what you're then doing is you're getting clarity and you're harmonizing energies in your past, which your back represents, as well as your future. So have a go at that as well. And the other thing to say with this one is it's actually really good if you're feeling not very well, if you're feeling poorly or ill, because it will help your immune system and your energy in general to support you getting better. So that's a really good one if you're feeling under the weather, that trapezius sweep. So the next one is similar, but it's called the cross march, or I like to call it the cross march. I think Donna Eden calls it the cross crawl. So this one is again about the crossing energies in your body, but we're going to use our arms in a more of a dynamic movement. So we're going to bring one arm across and meet the opposite knee, and then reverse for the other side. So again, it requires you to hold in your core. And I'd like to invite you to put your breath with it. So breathe in, breathe out. And you can reach up high. So it's nice to kind of reach up and bend into it a little bit after you get used to the rhythm of this. And what this does is it encourages that crossover of energy as well. It actually helps brain flow and clarity, and just harmonizing that right and left hemisphere of energy. Okay, so that's another lovely one to do, and you can even do that at the end of your gym workout. You see people doing similar things to that in the gym. So the next one is called the Wayne Cook. Now this is where we need the chair. So I'm just going to bring this across, and I'm going to sit sideways because you'll be able to see it better. So what I'd like you to do is, I'm just going to get the wire out of the way. You're going to sit nicely like I am here, with a straight back and feet preferably on the ground. And you're going to bring your right leg, bend it over the top of your left leg here. So you can see if I just move slightly, I'm in this kind of position, okay? And then what you're going to do, you've got your right leg bent, you're going to bring your right arm across and you're going to put it onto your foot, and then you're going to take your left and put it underneath round the ankle. And this produces this, this nice orientation with your arms, which when you then breathe in, and I'll demonstrate, you ease the leg up and breathe out, ease the leg down. So you're literally moving the leg up and down your other left leg. And this action of opening the chest with the breath in, exhaling. So you can see when I turn to the side, it's about the opening of the chest. And these crossing energies really help with emotions. So you can see I'm bending my back, opening, now I'm going to do it a few times and let you do it. What I want you to do is really go inside and use that extension of your chest and your breath to think about what emotions you have that you want to release while you're doing this, okay? So I hope you can see it's quite an interesting movement. Now we're going to do it the other side. So I'm now putting my left leg on the top, bent across my right leg. And again, my left arm is coming to the foot and my right arm is coming underneath to the ankle. So I'll do this, I'll demonstrate this front on for you. So again, we're going to breathe in and ease the foot up, slide it up. Now this Wayne Cook exercise that we've just done is really, really good for releasing any emotions. So if you're going through trauma or stress and you're really upset, people have done this and really found that if, for example, they can't stop crying about something, they're really upset, and they do this a few times, it will actually really start to calm your energies down. So it's a really good one to remember if you're particularly stressed. And the orientation of the legs and arms is important, researched by Wayne Cook, to find that that is actually helping to reorganise the energy flow within your body to do with the heart. And the reason that we come open with the chest is to release and open those energies to the cosmos so they can be recycled. So having done that with the legs, to finally finish the Wayne Cook, what we do is we bring our hands into a pyramid position, a triangle, and then you're going to seek out these little dimples. Now my dimples in my eyes, you'll notice just below your eyebrows, if you come in here, there's a couple of little dimples in your eyebrows. You can rest your thumbs there. That's what I like to do, because quite often they're quite tender, which suggests tension, and by wiggling them you can release the tension. And then bring your fingertips together, so we're creating this pyramid triangle shape. And then what I want you to do is just wiggle that and just hold it there and use your breath and intention to finally balance all those emotions that you've released. So you've released the unwanted emotions, and you're now uniform, this wonderful, strong triangle, powerful triangle, geometric shape of uniformity and stability. And finally, take your fingertips, press them quite firmly in the centre, a centre line in your forehead, and then smooth them out to the side like you're dragging any little bits of emotion left over and flicking them away. Okay, so that's the Wayne Cook done in totality, with the leg movements, the triangle, and the flicking of emotions away. We're going to continue now into the next energy practice, which is going to be the pull, the cross pull away. So this is where we continue to drag out these energies from the centre of our forehead out and flick them, and we're just going to continue to do this, pressing really quite hard in the centre of the skull, right on top of the skull, at the back. So I'm going at the back, and you're imagining that as you press, you're creating space in your skull for the blood and all the fluids to flow more readily, and you're also pulling away any unwanted energy and flicking it out to be recycled by the universe. And you come right down to the neck, right down to the vertebrae. So this crown pull that we're doing is lovely because it starts here, goes all the way back, ends at the neck, and then finally grab hold of your trapezius muscles again, really squeeze. Imagine all of that tension, the things you don't want, and then take a breath in and relief down. You can do that a few times. So all that energy that you've just pulled with the crown pull all the way down, you're bringing it together there and you're letting it go. Okay, so that's a really lovely one to get that clarity and focus and release as well. So I'm going to pop the chair to one side for the next exercise. So this next one is lovely. This is actually one of the oldest types of exercise known to man. Historically, we can go way back in time and see pictures of this being done in kind of prehistoric times in the caves. It's been painted. And this is called Heaven and Earth. And this is where you're going to move and connect your vital energy with Gaia's energy and the earth energy and the cosmos energy, because we have this lovely relationship. Now, I said at the beginning of the video, I'm barefoot. The reason this is so important, it's scientifically proven that Gaia, Mother Earth, gives us energy, golden energy, which we can utilize to actually be more healthy and promote our harmony in our energies, and then we can return energy to Gaia as well. So there's this lovely sharing and collaboration of energy. But of course, in modern day world, we've created rubber soles in our shoes, and what does rubber do? It insulates us from energy. So where you can, I really encourage you to take your shoes and socks off, go and walk in your garden, go and walk in the park. And there are a number of other things you can do to ground, like grounding sheets. You can buy them to sleep on your bed, and you can buy bogie stones, which are like crystal stones that will harmonise those energies. But this is such a simple way of doing it. And why is it that we feel so much better on holiday? It's partly because we often walk barefoot more. We're on the beach, we're actually feeling the sand in between our toes, and we're connecting with this lovely grounding energy. So if you ever need to feel more grounded because you're spinning too many plates in your busy life, take your shoes and socks off and do this. So, bare feet. We're going to rub our hands together to ignite our palm chakras again. Place our hands on the top of our thighs. I'm going to demonstrate first so you can watch and then do it. And then we're going to look a bit Egyptian. So we're going to breathe in, and then one hand up to heaven and one hand down to earth. Come to Namaste. Breathe in. One hand up, one hand down. Now, if you like, you can stay quite straight, so be aware of not overstretching your lower back or your side, but if you're quite flexible, you can also put in a nice side bend to this. But just be aware that it's maybe the morning for you and you might not have fully warmed up yet. So let's do this together. When you do it, think of connecting with heaven or higher spirits or the skies and earth as you put your hands up and below, coming to your center, Namaste, and then again the other side. Because the more you intend that you're connecting with heaven and earth, the more you'll benefit from this exercise. Remembering your breath, and really just do it as many times as you want to. When you've done that, bring your arms up, breathe in, namaste. And we're going to bend forward now. I'm going to go to the side to show you. This is still part of heaven and earth, so we've done that. I'm going to go forward. Again, lock in your core, mind your lower back, and don't overextend your hamstrings. You might want to bend your knees. And we're going to hang here for a little bit. Now what I like to do, this isn't part of the heaven and earth, but I've added this in. I've got tight hamstrings very often, so what I like to do here is actually just do a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So have your knees slightly bent, locked in core, and choose one knee to bend and then straighten the other leg. So you can see I'm bending my right, come round this way. So I'm bending my right knee, stretching down, breathe in, bend the other knee, my left knee, stretch down, and I can really feel that stretch in the right leg down the back. So do that a few times, breathe in, breathe out, and you'll notice each time you do it, you can get a little bit further. And you can even touch the earth if you can get that far, but don't strain. And you're touching earth. Now we're going to create a figure of 8 with our hands. It's the infinity symbol. Breathe in and then draw your figure of 8 all the way up. And then stretch up. And then come down. And namaste. So that's heaven and earth, okay? So that's a really lovely way to connect your personal energy, to be grounded and connect with above and below, with heaven and earth and all those beautiful cosmic energies. What I like to do now, because we've started to connect in the quantum field, everything that surrounds us, the cosmos, the universe, all those energies, we're going to now imagine the essence of ourselves, of you as an individual. We're all unique. And we're going to see if we can sense our assemblage point. Now this is your soul point. It's where your soul resides in your energetic body, in your aura. So I'm going to stand to the side to show you this. Now, you want to check in again with yourself, use breath. Breathe in, put your arms out, bring them in front of you, and then start to bring them both in until you reach a point where, for whatever reason, trust your instincts, you just feel you need to stop. Now for me, it's always about here. So I trust that this is where my soul resides in my aura, if you like. It's the essence of me. This is my assemblage point. And then use your breath to breathe into this area. And what I'd like you to do is imagine that between your hands, where your soul resides, you have this ball of energy. And you're going to use your breath to increase the size of this energy. And you're going to bring your hands out as you increase this ball that you're growing here. Okay? So again, you can activate the chakras in the palms of your hands while you're doing this. So I'll do it from the front. And it's always here that I end. So for some people it might be closer, for some people it might be further away. So you might be right out here, or you might be here. I'm here, and I just know, there's a knowing. So see if you can really sense that in yourself. And what I'd like you to do is then use that breath to bounce that energy. So it's a little bit like when you put two batteries together and you feel the resistance. It's a little bit like that. It's invisible resistance that you can bounce. And when you feel the edges of where it's bouncing, you can then put the intention to grow the essence of you. And what I'd like you to do is to encourage you to think about a colour or an image of something that is it represents you as an individual, okay? And then breathe into that and grow that image, grow that resource within you, that image of yourself, your vital energy, who you are, what you represent, all those wonderful things about yourself. So see yourself as your optimum, as your true and highest potential. Use your breath. I'm just going to go quiet for a little bit where you really enjoy zoning in there to you, the essence of you. It's lovely because the wind has picked up here, and you can feel that energy around yourself as well as internally. So that's a really nice little exercise, the assemblage point, which you can practice. And what I'd like to now do is develop this further, this assemblage point, and invite you to imagine the number 0.1. Now this number is important because 0.1 hertz is scientifically proven to be the frequency at which planet Earth pulsates. And they've also found that that is the same rhythm and frequency of energy that our hearts pulsate at. So isn't that lovely, the idea that actually our hearts beat at the same rhythm as planet Earth? Now this is why we hear so much about oneness, and in what is in one is in the whole, and universal coherence, heart coherence. So let's now use this assemblage point energy that we've identified, our individuality, our essence of I, but actually connect it with heart coherence and the 0.1 hertz at which the planet pulsates at. So we're going to bring this ball of energy, our assemblage point, with our breath. Breathe in, breathe out, and bring it towards you, and place your hands over your heart chakra. Bring that intelligence of your soul to your heart. We have huge heart intelligence, but we don't listen to it often enough. Imagine 0.1 hertz now. You could even draw that number, imagine it drawn on your chest. Use your box breathing that we did at the start, or just gradually breathe in and out. Imagining the essence of you brought to your heart, imagining 0.1 hertz, and that now your heart is beating to that rhythm. The same rhythm that Gaia beats to. Now with your next breath, bring that ball of energy that's at your heart chakra up to your third eye. Place your hands across your third eye and imagine that 0.1 hertz at your third eye, which encourages it to open and bring mindfulness to everything you do. To be present and connected with the essence of you, heart coherence, mind coherence. Your brain is now beating to 0.1 hertz, which is the same rhythm as the planet. So that assemblage point that you bring in of yourself to your heart, to your third eye, 0.1 hertz, you can practice that more and more. We're now going to start wrapping up. Okay, so I know I've given you a lot of information, but these are really beautiful things to do if you can get into the habit of doing them. So we're going to do the hookup. So this is where we're going to encourage radiant circuits and hemispheres of energy to balance our own energy. So I'd like you to put your fingers again clasped together, and you're going to put one finger here and one finger here. What you're doing is you're connecting the central meridian line, signified by your fingers at the lower belly, and your governing meridian line at your third eye, which loops around the back. So what you're creating with these two positions is this wonderful loop of energy coming from below, above and back round. And what I'd like you to do is breathe in when you place them. So And as you breathe in, feel this sucking up of your core and energy inside yourself. And then when you're here, just do some breaths. Imagine that you've got this circuit of energy at these points going round in front and behind, and that you're bringing this golden energy from the earth up through you, and then from the cosmos down again. So this lovely circle of energy at these points, front and back, of golden energy and white energy, as you suck in and pull up. I like to imagine as I breathe in that the energy is coming from Mother Earth, golden energy, up through my spine as I rise up and suck up in my core. And then as I exhale, the white energy from the cosmos is coming down into my crown chakra and through the front of my body back down to Gaia. So this lovely keep your fingers in place. I'm just doing this motion to help you see the cycle of energy. So this is a really lovely way to connect with radiant circuits and again balance your powerful meridians in your body. Finally, we're now going to do a zip up. So this is where it's really important to complete all this energy work we've been doing by protecting your energy for the rest of the day ahead. And I use this with clients after a Reiki or crystal therapy treatment. So what we're going to do is imagine the 7 chakras. So chakras mean energy wheel in Sanskrit, and they manage the energy in different areas of your body. And they can be open all the time. But sometimes, particularly if we know we're going to be in difficult interactions, it's a really good idea to zip your chakras up. Okay, so only open your chakras intentionally when you're in a safe and held environment. So what we're going to do is imagine these chakras, one at the ground connecting you to Gaia, one at your root, at your pubic bone, one at your lower abdomen, the sacral chakra, one at the solar plexus where your diaphragm is, one at your heart chakra in the middle of your chest, one at your throat just here, one at your third eye, and one at your crown. You don't need to know them intimately, but just know you've got those chakras up the central line of your body. And then you're going to use your breath to breathe in as you literally use your hands to come up the chakras, and imagine you've got a zip and you're zipping up those chakras, ending here where we did the exercise earlier, but you're just going to end here with your fingertips, and then you're going to imagine that you've got a lock and a key, and you're going to lock and throw away the key to your chakras. So you're locking those chakras. I like to do it in 3 goes because I go up to the mouth here where I lock first, then I go higher to the third eye and I lock, and then I go to the crown and I lock. So I'm going to let you do that with me now that I've explained it, but really visualize those chakras and locking and throwing away the key, okay? So use your breath as well. Press, lock, throw away, release. Inhale, up to third eye, press, lock, throw away the key. Exhale. Inhale, up to the crown, press at the top of your head, lock, throw away the key, exhale. Okay, so that's a really simple, lovely way of locking your chakras and protecting your energy. It also means that you won't be taking on other negative energy for the rest of this day. It's a really lovely way to end. And finally, of course, what I want to do is say thank you for being with me, and thank you to all of the energies that have helped us to harmonise, balance, release stagnant energy, and bring us optimum health for the rest of today. And I'd like you to take a moment in Namaste to give gratitude to yourself, to your amazing, wonderful body that is so incredible, all those things it does without us even thinking, breathing, our heart beating. But not only that, our energetic body, our chakra system, the meridian system, our aura. Breathe that gratitude in. Love your body. It is amazing. You are amazing. Breathe in around you the cosmos, the gratitude for the cosmos and for our planet and all these energies around us. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for doing the energy routine, and thank you, Cosmos, Gaia, our bodies, our hearts, minds, spirits and souls for being with us.